Hello, Suns fans. This is Suns Latest. I am Rich Rubin. As of this recording, over 1,200 Suns subscribers to Suns Latest on Fan Arch. We are very close to 1,300. I cannot thank you enough, so I won't. I'll just thank you. Thank you. Remember, when you sign up for Suns Latest on Fan Arch, you become a Sunscriber. You are no longer a sub. This is episode 105. Oh my God. And the quote from Allen Iverson is not the one you think I'm going to tell you. Here is the quote. When you're not practicing, someone else is getting better. Allen Iverson also said that. Down the road, we'll get to the practice. You're talking about practice quote, but we all know that one. No one knows about that one. It's one of the things that made Allen Iverson great. All right, I am so excited because I want to talk about this game because the Suns played the Timberwolves last night, and the Suns won in Minnesota in their house. 108-105. We beat them at home a few weeks ago, forcing them to take a last-second desperation shot, and it happened again last night. They actually got two off. They didn't make either of them. And we won the game. Refs don't like Grayson Allen, call ticky-tack fouls on him, and they prove it over and over. It was a ridiculously called game until it counted. And then I felt the refs finally got it together. It felt like they were trying to keep the Wolves in the game, who I have a feeling are not as good as their record says, but more importantly, watching them, I don't think they think they're as good as their record is. There's something going on with that team. His fifth was a non-call. Grayson Allen's fifth, and he kept his cool. But it was absolute BS. It was just like, all right, you know what, Grayson? Just you're not going to get into your groove tonight. And he did not have the best game, but he's still Grayson Allen, and he still does a lot for us. Ryan Dunn's off-ball activity quietly keeping us in games like this. His shooting needs to improve desperately. He just is not a great shooter, but he really doesn't take bad shots. He just doesn't have a feel for the rim, although he can get to it. Wolves center Rudy Gobert. This is one of the more strange NBA players. He's a great defensive player. He clogs the lane. There are those that are 100% all about Rudy Gobert, and this guy can turn a program around. This guy can get you to a ring. And then there's the other school of thought where it's like, really, this guy? He's just tall and he just keeps his arms up. I don't know. I still really don't have a full opinion about him, but it's getting a little bit more specific after last night's game. Wolves center Rudy Gobert ejected midway through the third. Flagrant 2 on a little bitch revenge play on Mark Williams. Rudy Gobert got beat. Earlier, Williams inadvertently flicked him in the face. And it was not intentional. Mark Williams is just not that kind of player. He's just not. Mark Williams gets in the air, and Rudy shoves him in the back, and he goes down, and he kind of goes down hard, and you're like, oh my God, no, not Mark Williams. We really need him. Absolute dirty, little bitch of a play. Flagrant 2, he's ejected. He throws his arms up. It's like his teammates were looking at him going, you can't shove someone in the back when they're in the air. Ejection. But Rudy wasn't really much of a factor as we had 61 in the first half, and he definitely wasn't a factor after. So I don't know if they missed him or not. There's something up with him too. 61-57 at the half. Led the whole game until 3:12 of the third. We tied it right back up. End of the third, tied at 84. Every time it looked like the Wolves were going to get us and take the lead and get some momentum, we made a play. Our defensive hands were as busy as I've ever seen them all year. I think we got up for this team. We had no Devin Booker. We had no Jalen Green. Just a friendly reminder. I love how this team has a short memory, and it felt like the refs were just waiting to call fouls on us. And when they did, we'd plead our case for a second, and then we went on with our business. And last year's team did not do that. This year's team does that. You may not rest when playing this year's Suns team, and it's really a joy to watch. Went small ball to start the fourth. The Wolves were clearly not ready for that. Gillespie, Goody, Oso, Ryan Dunn, and Bouye. Wolves come out aggressive, tried to trap, press, and intimidate. Didn't work. We go on a 7-0 run. Goody getting to the rim. Gillespie making threes. And Oso, his best game of the year by a mile. Timely rebounds and passing and screwing up the lanes. Wolves call a timeout, but a few minutes later, Wolves go on a 7-0 run. We lead 197, 5 minutes left. Precarious spot when you don't have somebody like Devin Booker on your side. Edwards goes for a shooting foul against Gillespie, leans in, tries to draw a foul instead of trying to make a shot. He knew he had him beat. He knew Gillespie was off balance. He knew he was going to get the call, but he pushed it. I get it. There's a strategy to it, but it's you know what it is? It's offensive flopping. Make your shot. Try to make your shot. Don't just lean in for the foul. Gillespie gets called for the foul, but it was a side out because it was obviously not a shooting foul. And Anthony Edwards complained. And it felt like that all game long. Knowing Book and Green were out, then Grayson gets a lot of fouls. Brooks is in foul trouble, and it just kind of felt like the Wolves were like, hey, you know what? Let's just press them and let's just hamstring them and get all these guys out so we don't have to actually play them. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not saying that was the strategy. I'm saying I saw what I saw. And it felt like the Wolves couldn't figure us out, but we're so arrogant because we're the Wolves. We have Anthony Edwards. We have Rudy Gobert for a half. We have Julius Randle. We don't have to take these guys seriously. We don't have to play them straight up. We can just mess with them. I tell me I'm wrong. Were they arrogant coming in this game? Were they arrogant in the fourth quarter when it looked like they were going to lose the game? That's what I saw. It didn't work because the Suns defend really well, and they play team ball. Next play, shot clock violation, Suns ball. Our defense is inspiring. 106-101, 139 left. 85% free throw shooter Colin Gillespie at the line with 6.3 seconds left. Suns got the ball into Colin Gillespie. I'm going to repeat that. It's the end of the game. There's 6 seconds left. We want to secure our lead. Who do we go to? Colin Gillespie. The guy that was our, ninth guy off the bench last year? Colin Gillespie. Makes both free throws. 11 fourth quarter points for, third quarter? Fourth quarter. 11 fourth quarter points for Villain Jr., 19 for the game. He took over. He contested one of the final threes by Minnesota over a guy 6 inches taller than him. He did everything. Suns win. We beat the Timberwolves in their house. 108-105. 29, 7 for 9, 7 boards, 3 assists from Mark Williams. He dominated Rudy Gobert. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 for 15 from the field for Colin Gillespie, but 3 for 7 from 3, and he made the ones when we needed them, the ones that demoralized and shut down the Timberwolves every time they tried to run. It is a pleasure to see Colin Gillespie come into his own this season. Royce picked a good night to shoot better, and along with Ryan Dunn, led us with 8 rebounds and a piece. 4 for 6, 3 for 5 for Royce O'Neal. Timely passing, really good on the boards. Everything was timely. That's why our stats aren't really gaudy or like out of this world high stats or giant scoring nights. But it's about when we need a thing done, and we seem to be that team. Not spectacular, just effective. Playing winning ball. Not the best game for Dillon Brooks, who looked tired in the fourth. Timely defense as always. No back down as always. He is still our heart. It's amazing what that guy can do. Tough shooting night for Grayson Allen, but a lot of that was never getting into a groove. He is still not 100%. You can see it. He was called for breathing too loud, and it was obvious, but like his teammates, no quit in him. Bouye, 100% from the field. He didn't shoot a ton, but I tell you, this guy, when he spells our starters and our 6th and 7th guys, there is no fall off. I'm loving Bouye. Just freaking love the guy. Best game of the year for Oso, the busiest defensive hands as he disrupted play after play, especially in the late third and fourth quarters. 5 for 6, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for Oso. He looked really confident. He looked like he was as confident as he ever has been. Crashed the boards too, swatted, kept the ball alive. His funky little hook shots and his weird little scoop shots, they just went in last night. And it was really, really fun to see. 40 for Anthony Edwards, who, as much as I don't like his version of swagger or some aspects of his game, he's still one of the best. Really confident shooter. I never liked Julius Randle. I never liked his approach to the game. I don't think he plays a weird version of bully ball. I'm just going to run over you. But sometimes it's effective if you let him do his thing. Suns didn't really let him do his thing. He can be effective, but I think he tries to do too much. And he's a great athlete. I still don't know if he's a great basketball player. Does that make sense? There have been guys like, it was Jerome Kersey of the Blazers. I thought he was this great athlete. He was a very good basketball player, but I didn't think he was a great basketball player, even as effective as he was. I put Julius Randle into that category. I still take him over Karl Anthony Towns, much better defender. 9 turnovers for the Suns. That's huge. That's really, really big. We shot 46 and 36, but only 70 from the line. Wolves out-rebounded us 46-43. They're a lot bigger. They're supposed to out-rebound us, but only by 3. I'll take it. Every time you think the Suns look bad, people were like writing us off. See, look what they can't do against Houston. Well, Devin Booker didn't play, but whatever. we come and we do something like this, and it's freaking inspiring. It's freaking inspiring. It is inspiring. We're 14-10. Up next, Cup play. Where? At Oklahoma City again on Wednesday. We are 11-0 when we hold opponents under 100 points. We don't lose when we play the kind of defense we are capable of playing. And we only lost to the Thunder by 4 in their house the last time we played them. We played them right. We played them tight. We're 14-10. This is absolutely incredible. This is one of my favorite wins of the year. This is absolutely incredible. All right, let's get to your comments. Curious Mind 2525. Hello, sir. Booyah reminds me of campaign during the bubble and finals run. Also, we should not get too upset about the Rockets game. Rich is right. That's always nice to hear. Suns do not match up well against them yet. No, we don't match up well against the Rockets. Let us see how Fleming and Man develop during the season. They just might be effective after the All-Star break, which is when the Suns will need their length and quickness against a team like the Rockets. This is a growth year, and we need to be patient. After all, how many of Sunscribers can honestly say the Suns would be this good this early in the year? Only Sunscribers. Everybody else is still writing us off. Everybody else is still on the fence. Really good points. Bouye plays a smarter game than Cam, and I love campaign. I wanted him back on the Suns after he got let go by the Knicks and then the Pacers. He's a more consistent shooter. He doesn't let fly like Cam did. Cam always seemed to be heat checking himself. Bouye is just not that mentality. He doesn't have that impulse, if that makes sense. He's just as good, if not a better defender, lower center of gravity. I think he's stronger than Cam. Fights screens and is accountable for his man. Cam fought through screens. Cam did what he could. He's just kind of slight build. Bouye can get there a little bit easier, I think. Rasheer got 8 minutes in Houston and crapped the bed. Maybe it's me, but since Summer League, he looks not confident or maybe a little lost or kind of not knowing what to do. I had this problem when I first started playing basketball as a kid. It was like, yes, coach, yes, coach, yes, coach, yes, coach. And I go out there and oh, crap, I forgot everything. I'm just seeing that in him. And I remember I was really high on Rasheer Fleming. I thought during Summer League, I'm like, oh my God, this guy can shoot a three. This guy's flying all over the place. There's something to be said for a good guy, a good player, maybe the best player on his team in college, but it was a tiny little school. So the competition is real varying. Like even the best guy you go against is nowhere near NBA level. You're the only guy that's coming out of your conference. So you get to Summer League and you want to prove yourself. So you're not thinking, but you get to the show and everybody is just as good as, or if not better than you, down to the 12th man. That's the NBA. You know what? There's under 400. There's 380 people playing in the NBA on an NBA roster. That's it. And you're one of them. And you came from a tiny little school. I think he needs more G League play. Right now, in 3 weeks, something might click and he might get it, or Coach Jordan Ott will find the thing that gets him where he wants to be. It's not his motor, it's not his motivation. I think the moment is really big for him, and I said that before. I was the first to say he had a chance to make an immediate impact, though. So I also say I thought he had a chance. You're right; it is a growth year, and even when we lose a lot better than we did last year. We seem to care if we lose, unlike last year. And I hope it doesn't sound like I'm coming down on Rasheer Fleming. I absolutely love him. I think he can be an asset. I think it's going to take a little bit more time with him. New Suns commenter, TIE-LORE. I do not know how to say that. Tylori? Apologies. The Houston game made me realize how bad we need Booker and Green back so our other players can shine. Yeah, 100%. I really want Green in the lineup consistently. He made such an impact in his one appearance for us. You saw the pressure that he took off Devin Booker. It was really impressive. So as always, you guys, I'm not always going to get to every single comment, but the ones that I get to, I think are really poignant and in the moment as far as what's happening as the season progresses. But you know, I always read your comments, and if I don't read them on Suns Latest, I will at the minimum respond to you back in the comment section on this page. So I appreciate that. I got some NBA news for you. It's just one story. There's a lot of stuff going around. I talked about the crazy injuries that are happening, but I wanted to move forward, and I know I said I wouldn't talk about them anymore, but this has nothing to do with the Suns. This is just really interesting because we talked so much about Kuminga over the offseason and the early part of this season. So Kuminga goes 1 for 10 against the Cavs last Saturday, and Coach Steve Kerr pulled him for reserve forward Guy Santos in the fourth quarter. And the Warriors won that game. They upset the Cavs. The Warriors were already without Draymond, Steph, and Jimmy Buckets, so the Cavs were clearly looking past them as well. Warriors win the game. You can see Draymond Green talking to and trying to calm down a really frustrated Kuminga on the sideline. So that's not a good sign for Kuminga and his team and what he's trying to do, either become a starter for the Warriors or, make an impression and get picked up by another team. So at this point, Kuminga's really got to grow the hell up. And I think this is what Steve Kerr was trying to say. It's like, this guy is not going to be the guy that I want. Quote from Steve Kerr: "This is how the league works. There's always someone knocking down the door trying to get your job, so it's on everybody to just compete, bring their best effort for the team." We've got a lot of guys doing that. Kuminga said Kerr's message to him before the game was simple: the Warriors are going in a different direction. Now that is all you need to know about Kuminga's future in the Bay. It's over. It's done. It's been stamped. Now it's just a matter of time. Kerr is being as nice as he can, but he is over this guy. Clearly over this guy. Kuminga's had every opportunity to show what he can do by his design. It's what he's been bitching about for the last few years. He just screwed himself out of a better contract, and it's clear the Warriors will for sure find a way to get rid of him, and that will come January 15th. And yes, I'm glad we didn't make a deal for him. I thought, before I saw Jalen Green just play one game, I thought maybe this could be a missing piece for us. Seems like every time he gets an opportunity, he looks good for a minute or a few games, and then he goes over 10 in an important game. And then when he gets pulled, he whines and he's frustrated and he has to be calmed down by just somebody like Draymond Green. And then the team plays better. That's all you need to know about Kuminga. So, and if we trade for him, we'll all be upset. All right, let's get to our Legend of the Day super sub, thought of by Sunscriber Nevetsov. There's an argument for this guy being the best ever six man in the history of the Suns, right up there between Rodney Rogers and Eddie Johnson. I mean, how can you go wrong with 6'3", 194-pound combo guard with blinding speed? Now you know who I'm talking about. Drafted 28th overall in 2003 by the Spurs. Traded to us for future picks. He made an impact right away. Holds the Suns' record for points scored in a game by a rookie as a first-time starter, 27. Set the Suns' record for three-point field goals by a rookie in consecutive games after hitting at least one three-pointer per game during a 10-game streak from the 2nd to the 19th of January. During the 06-07 season, he averaged 18.1, 2.7 rebounds, and 4 assists in 32 minutes off the bench. He was NBA Sixth Man of the Year that year. I don't think I've ever seen an all-star caliber player with a better attitude than Leandro the Brazilian Blur Barbosa. If you don't love Barbosa, first of all, you definitely don't love the Suns, but you don't love basketball. This guy was unique. You forgot he had a 6'10 wingspan, and combined with his speed, he got to the rim a full step ahead of more than anybody who was even trying to come close to getting his way. He had that little angle because his big old hands and his long reach, and it looked like he wasn't even at the rim, but he actually was. Steve Nash loved playing with him. He was here when he was where he was supposed to be at all times. Faster with the ball than without it. 100% spark plug for us. I didn't understand the trade to the Raptors in 2010 for Hedo Turkoglu and call it stupidity. You don't get rid of a guy like Barbosa. He returns to us in 2014 on a 10-day contract, contributes right away, signs another 10-day contract, signs for the rest of the season, stuck around till the following season, goes to the Warriors, plays for their 73-win team, then gets a ring with them in 2015, and he helped start up that dynasty. In 2016, Barbosa rejoins the Suns for a third time. Who else played for us 3 separate times? Westfall came back. Marley came back. Who's played for us 3 times? That's going to be some fun Suns trivia. I have no idea right now. December of that year, played in his 517th game for the Suns, 10th all-time at the time. Played his final game with the Suns that year and officially retired in 2020. Ranks 3rd all-time in Suns history in three-point field goals made with 709, 6 and three-point percentage at 39.8%. Currently an assistant coach for the Sacramento Kings. And mostly, nicest guy who ever put on an NBA uniform. Easily. The nicest guy. Just wanted to kick your ass. Just wanted to win and never got into it with anybody. Leandro Barbosa, the Brazilian Blur, is your Suns Legend of the Day Super Sub edition. If you got a Super Sub that I've missed, let me know in the comments, because I'm like, off the top of my head, I just can't think of any more super subs. I think we've covered them. We'll find something else to do with it. So I appreciate you watching. This is Suns Latest. I've been Rich Rubin. Suns beat the Timberwolves. Go Suns.